What's up? It's got a new angle. Look at this. What's up, everybody? Don't be alarmed. First off, I was mentioning yesterday, I think it was, that I was getting a new camera, and I got the new camera. I have the new camera up here, and I've got this new angle here. I'm still waiting for a specific video switcher so I can have both cameras so you can see my pretty face while I talk to you. And also see me working, because what I'm doing is, what I've got it set up is, when I click the design mode, I've got it now set up to where, hopefully if it's working correctly, let me see if the video pops up. I'm always delayed. I have to wait for you guys to catch up. Yep, so it looks like it's working. So as I'm working, you'll be able to see me do my thing while also seeing my screen. And I hope that makes your experience better. I just burned my mouth. It's so hot. So we're gonna probably work on. Let me know in the comments if you like this setup to where you can see me working while you can see my screen. So we're probably gonna work on a few things today, depending on how things go. To answer your question, I spent my birthday working because that's what I like to do. Tuesdays are, we homeschool our kids, and Tuesdays are the days that my kids go. The once a week day that they go to like a community school, a group school where they meet up with other people. So I went to work, hung out with my team and crew. We had a Japanese steakhouse lunch, which was quite good. I had never been there before. The place that's here in town. Then I came back, finished the subscription, a lot of the subscription orders, and then I came home and hung out with my family. But anyways, today, the first thing is we are going to work on, this is, if you remember, this is wait, before we get started, I want to show you something. Let me see how this is going to show up. I may have to turn the light on. So I did this test box, and I was just, because I wanted to try it out, and I made this test box. Wow, my screen is so dusty when you turn the light on. Look at that. Wow. Look how dirty that is. It's disgusting. Get out of here. But I did this test box. Let me get it to where it's. So I had originally done this for the Federal 52, to put the gilded edition of the Federal 52 decks into. But what we're going to work on today is the book box, which I like better, and we're probably going to go with that. However, this box is really cool, and I'm definitely going to use this box for something else. It may not be the Federal 52, the bottoms on backwards, but let me see here. So you've got the back side of it like that. And then the way it opens is like this. It has the cards inside. This is the gold certificate cards, but this box would have been for the Fiddle 52. But however, I think it's really cool, and I'm definitely going to use it. I'm definitely going to use it for something else, another project. I just don't know which way, but it's a nice kind of two-piece telescoping box. You know, I like it. Anyways, turn the slide off now. There we go. Okay, so golly, I gotta clean my screen now that I think about it. So what we're going to work on today, this is the book box that we worked on a week or so ago. This is the book box for the Federal 52 Gilded Edition subscription deck. There we go. This is the Federal 52 Gilded Edition book box template. Now, we were doing, as we were developing this, the manufacturer, this original die line will not fit one of my thicker, bigger foiled deck tuck cases, because my foiled deck tuck cases like Federal 52, Legal Tender, stuff like that, those foiled tuck cases are bigger than the standard tuck cases. And so we had to go back. They had to go back and adjust the template, the die line, adjust the die line for to compensate for the bigger tuck cases. I did think about hinges, David, but the reason why I liked that box was because it was a two-piece telescoping lid box. I'm kind of appeasing the hinge gods with this book box. So also something that we had kind of left out in this template was this area here. Just draw here. So you can see what I'm talking about. If this is your book box right here, and then you've got the lid, and then the inside, like this. This area here, that area right there, is the printing on the inside. This area here is right here. And then these areas, obviously, well, not obviously, that's why I'm explaining it to you, because it's not obvious maybe. And these areas are the book edges right there. And then this here, this section here is the other side. There's a piece of paper that's right here that helps reinforce the backing. And then this thing here will be on the inside of the book cover, like this. And then actually, I got this incorrect. This X right here is on the bottom, but it's on the underside where you can't see, where you won't be able to see because it's like on the other, it's on the reverse, the back side. I don't know if that makes sense. It's on the back side of that box. And what we were missing was the inside right here, the inside of the bottom tray. We didn't have a place. They didn't really print their standard box that they had, the manufacturer, they had a standard style box that they were modifying for me to be custom, and they didn't have a part in the die line that printed on the bottom of this. And I was like, hey, I really like the way everything's looking great, but I don't want it to be where I have this really cool textured box and then you open it up and then there's this kind of stark white bottom, and that would just kind of like lose. It would just kind of lose the it'll lose that kind of effect of the storytelling of it, that it's a book. So they recreated this. First of all, they adjusted the template size to compensate for the larger tuck case size, and they added this section here to the die line, which is the inside of the box, so that when you pull the deck out of the box, you have printing underneath it. And this little notch right here, that is where they will insert the magnet. That's where they'll insert the magnet so that it closes. So the first thing we're going to do today is we're just going to transfer this design over to this new template and just make sure it's all sized up correct and everything. What's going on over here? Let's see what the questions are going on. So Jackson, I subscribe to the shorts. I would be able to purchase members only stuff when it gets released. Basic question. I know. Yes. Yeah. When you become a subscriber, it does take a few days. It does take a few days because that's something that's not automatic. That's done by like a software, but it's something that our Amy or Desi has to do manually, is add the new people to the list that allows you to get onto the members page. And you have to use the same email that you signed up with as your email on our website account, on your Kings Wild website account to get in. All right, got something All right, so the first thing we're going to do is transfer this design. Let me just pull this over here so I can work with it. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is, before I try to do anything else, I'm just going to pull the whole thing over and see how easy it's going to be or how hard it's going to be. I'm going to make the background gray so it's less abrasive. All right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to line up the book cover. And in order to do this, I'm just going to, that's considerably bigger. Okay. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to line up one of the corners What is it doing? It's being a jerk. Okay, so I'm going to line up that corner as best I can. That feels about right. A little bit more. Yeah, let's do a little bit more. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm lining up this corner right here. And then I'm going to hold down Alt. And I can bring my pivot point right to that corner. And then when I scale, it doesn't like this. It does not like scaling this thing. I'm going to scale it up to where it matches this die line. And try to do it without making my computer go haywire. All right. It also looks like I need to stretch it just a wee bit. You know, it's going to be a lot easier if I just merge this. Let me let it transform. Just thinking. I'm going to close this other one. Just so it's not as... Okay. Now I'm going to merge. Just make sure. Okay. I'm going to merge this image, all these layers, just so it'll go a little bit faster. I'm going to take this section, and then I'm going to stretch it just ever so slightly so it lines up with the die line. Right there. And what I'm doing is I'm looking for that kind of weathered edge look. Suji asks, when will the Volume 7 table players be released? Well, we're going to ship them out. We'll ship out the Volume 7 subscription decks next month. And then more than, excuse me, more than likely it'll be later next month, if not into April. Excuse me. Let me burn my mouth again. Okay. All right, we're going to take this section and we're going to put it in the middle here. Looks pretty close. There we go. Let me resave this. Save as. We're going to put this. This is the revised. Oh, let's do this. Fed 52 book box V3, because that's what this is. Okay. Now we can take this and get it kind of lined up. What I should have done was bring in the old die line, and I could match up the die lines, kind of. That looks pretty good. Now, the addition that we have is this new piece up here, which is the inside. And I bet, let me see. Ooh, this is way off over here. What I probably need to do Let me think about this. Scale this down a little bit. Right there. Then move it over. See if that all lines up. It looks good. Everything's good. Now, this element is the inside of the box. So, let's see if we can get lucky. That will work. I just need to take this side over here, copy, paste, move that over here. Kind of like that. And then erase the edges. Like that, just erase these hard edges so it blends in a little better. Oops. Okay, I don't want to erase that part. Just want to erase up here. Got it. Merge those. And I think, let me just check this. Yep. I think we're good. Delete this area just to clean it up a little bit. Make it look nice, even though it won't be printed. We want to take pride in our work. All right. So there it is, adjusted. So I'm just going to go ahead and save this. All right. That's it for that. Now all I have to do is send that off. Let's open up Peter again. Oh, no. I know what we needed to do. I totally forgot. And I wish I wouldn't have done that flat, because now I have to redo it. We're going to open this back up. We're going to take the box design that we have, and I'm going to change the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to crop. Let's see. I'm going to crop this image. Actually, let's do this first. Let me lock my background. And then I'm going to take all of this, delete it. I don't want to delete the die line though. Let me lock the die line. I'm going to take all of this, then delete it. Okay. Then I'm going to unlock the die line. I'm going to take the die line and delete it. Then I'm going to crop this image to be about this big, just so it makes it much faster to work on. Now I'm going to image, rotate canvas 90 degrees clockwise, counterclockwise. and then get the image straightened up and down. So it also makes it easier to work on. And then I'm going to go save as, and then we'll go, this will be book box base. It does not need to be a large format Photoshop file. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we are going to take this design and recolor it, change a few of the design motifs, and repurpose it for the gold certificate book box and the silver certificate book box. And then depending on the time, we'll start redesigning the white reserve note and the black reserve note book boxes. We may not do the white reserve note and black book boxes and the black reserve because those are later on this year, and Peter Pan is more of a priority than those. But the silver certificate and gold certificate are a higher priority than Peter Pan because they will be released first. So I kind of work on things in kind of order of their priority. Okay, so I'm going to name this folder green. I'll just name it Federal 52. And I'll make the group green like that. I'm going to duplicate the group. Then I'm going to name this next group Gold Certificate. Then I'm going to make it orange. So the first thing that I need to do is obviously I need to get rid of, my computer's gotta wake up. Gotta get rid of the Federal 52 titles. My computer is slow this morning. It is laggy. I know the resolution on this thing is huge. It's like 1200 dpi. It doesn't need to be that big. Let me just bring it down to 600. Be much, much more manageable. We'll just do 800. We'll split. We'll kind of. I am doing another live with Brad for Clip Joint. I do not know when, though. Let me let this resize. Everything's running slow today. My computer's waking up still. Come on. I'm watching a little progress bar. Okay. Hopefully that makes it a little faster. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this layer. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make these separate files because I feel like that having these groups is just making this file huge, and it's making the computer run even slower. So I'm going to save as, and this will be gold cert bookbox base. Let it save. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the green fabric to orange, because the gold certificate is a orange theme. So I'm just going to go hue saturation. It may be an orange, or we may change it to like a kind of a beige or a brown. I'm not sure yet. I like the pink. Ship it. Just gotta find it first. No. Getting closer. Getting closer. Is it in here? I think it was back in here, right here. Okay. Now, I'm going to make a new layer on top just to push it a little bit more closer to what I want. Man, my computer is slow today. What is the deal? Okay. It's a little bit saturated. Let's bring down the saturation a smidge. What is going on? Oh, I know what's wrong. I've got my 3D program open from yesterday, and it's sitting here rendering in the background. Doofus. That should speed everything up. Okay. Oh yeah, it's already picking up. Now, we're going to take the leather texture and what I'm going to do is I'm going to darken it up a little bit. Still runs slow. You know what? I'm not going to do that because that's going to make it really dark when it gets printed. All right. Feeling good about that. Let me just check. All right. One thing I do want to do is I'm going to come into the leather texture, and there's certain elements like this scratch right here, this little dark spot. I'm going to go in and change those because those types of things will show up when you put these next to each other, and then you'll just be able to tell it'll just look out of place, and you'll be able to tell that we reused the texture, and we don't want anybody to, I want them to look the same because I want them to make them look like they were made all at the same time with the same leather and all that kind of stuff. But just for the purposes of what we're doing, we don't want the leather to look exactly the same with all the little same scratches and stuff like that. That'll just keep it a little bit more realistic. So I'm just taking out some of the little spots and blemishes that will be able to be recognized as the same. And it really matters on the spine because more often than not, when people will be seeing this together, it'll be when they've got them next to each other. Let me just find this layer wherever it's at. Nope, it's not that one. Is it this one? That's it. Just want to erase some of these scratches that I've got in here. And what I want to do is I want to put in new scratches in different places. And create new little unique blemishes. Like that. Okay. Now, what I think I'm going to do is I could leave this gray, but I'm just see what it looks like if I change it to like red or a different color. I don't know. Can't make it too dark. Let's try to make like an orange or a dark brown. Maybe too much orange if I do it this way. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. Go ahead and do both of them, just so I can see what it's going to look like. Yeah, that's not as good. The gray still looks better than that, for sure. All right. Let's go back down. Find our text. Here it is. Let's see where it's at. Okay. So we're going to change this to gold certificate. And of course, it's way longer, so we may have to adjust. We'll just have to see. I don't really want to change the size of that leather badge because I want those to all be the same. Let me see how I could do this. Let's put on 2 lines so we can make both words bigger. I'm going to have to remember to not pick my nose anymore because now you guys are always seeing me. This is going to be great. I'm just kidding. Okay. Gold certificate. Actually, we should probably do it like this. let's adjust the kerning and leading. Okay. Now let's adjust the leading here. Make it all nice and typeset, because that's what pros do. They adjust every letter. Okay, that's good. Okay, got that. Looks pretty good. Okay, let's duplicate this over. Make sure everybody make sure I'm not misspelling anything. Because I'll misspell something. Be sure of it. You be sure of it. Got that. All right. So let's take this. Let's open up our gold foil texture. Now this is not going to be gold foil. I don't think. It might be on the box. I don't think it's going to be though. Let's take one of this brighter area up here. Copy. Try not to sneeze. Turn it. Put it right there. All right. Let's take our text. Let's move it to the top. Control click the thumbnail. Control shift click the other thumbnail to get the selections, make them invisible. Click our foil layer, hit Control J, it duplicates. There we go. So now what we're going to do is sniff in the microphone, and then we're going to select the gold certificate. We're going to make a new layer on top. We're going to create a new layer that's multiplied on top. And we're going to fill it, Alt, Delete, and watch nothing happen. There we go. I'm going to blur. Actually, I'm going to expand this selection by, let's try 10. 10's a little much. Selection, modify, expand. Let's go 5. Yeah, 5 is good. Now I'm going to fill it again. Now I've kind of have like a drop shadow right here. Kind of like the debossing area. And I'm going to now, and it should be over here too. Yep. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to Gaussian blur this a little bit to make it feel like it's debossed. Okay, good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into this foil layer. And we're going to add a mask. And we're just going to kind of wear some of the edges a little bit just by putting a few nicks, like this scratch right here. I'm pretty sure that scratch was on the other one, so we're going to modify. We're going to erase that scratch because that's one of those types of elements that people will see. So like, for instance, this scratch right here on the T, let's add a scratch onto the texture to reinforce that story that there's that something happened right there that scratched that letter. Kind of like that. Maybe there's one over here. Let's go back to the letters. Don't have to put too many. We just got to put a few in there to make it not so perfect. That's all we're looking for, is just not so perfect. All right, now we're going to go back to that layer, and then we're just going to draw in just a little bit of a white edge. Get my other brush here. A little bit of a beveled highlight on that debossed edge to reinforce that, to make it look like it's debossed into the book. So do you guys like seeing the over-the-shoulder camera while you see my screen? What do y'all think about that? Y'all like that? Something you want to feel like you want to keep? I'm trying to make this experience the best for you guys. For you guys to get the most out of it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Or in the chat window. Sweet. You wouldn't believe how many times I would be doing something like this and be working on the text, doing all this kind of work, and then realize that I misspelled something. Then just have to start all over again. Because I was way past the point of just like changing the text. get some music going. Let's see. What was that playlist we had yesterday? It was pretty good. Let's do best of 2020 cinematic. See what this gives us. I need to put it on my... That'll work. We'll see how it goes. That's kind of lame, actually. All right, there we go. Looking good. Let's back up a little bit. So now we kind of got that little deboss magic. Let's finish it up over here in the gold. Nice. Let's finish it up with the gold, or the little highlight around the smaller one. Good. Let's close this Peter Pan thing here. All right. Close this foil. Do I have the thing still open? No. I'm going to make sure I save this. I'm just zoomed way in. Okay, so I'm going to open up the big one. Where's it at? This one. All right, we're going to already save as before we do anything. Save as. This will be called the Gold Cert book box. It's the first version, so we can go V1, save it. All right. I can't handle words. I'll get distracted. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go get our file. Let's get the die line. I'm going to merge these, but I'm going to keep the die lines separate. And then I'm going to pull both of these into this file. Okay, minimize that. I'm going to make the fed book box invisible. Now I'm going to place this one in the appropriate location. The good thing is now we've got the die line from the other one there, so we can match it right up to be sure. So we'll match this edge up first, right there. And then we'll match this edge up here. And then we'll come back and fix it here. And just keep tweaking it till it's right on, because it's not, we're not going from the center, so we kind of have to tweak this both sides a little bit at a time. Just make sure that looks all good. Okay, enter. Now I'm going to delete the old die line. Wait a minute. We do have one problem. And I didn't notice it until I brought in the old die line in comparison with the new die line. It's a little bit of a problem. What you'll see is I'll make the old die line red so you can see what I'm talking about. So the old die line is red, and the new die line I'll make blue, so you can see what's going on here. So as you can see, it seems like, and I'm not sure why, it makes me think that that's an error on the part of the people that are making the box. The tuck case, see the blue die line is the new die line, and it shows that the box is thinner than the previous one, which that should not be. If anything, the new box should be thicker, because the deck itself that it's holding is thicker. Let me do one thing. Let me open up Illustrator right quick, and I'm going to check the sizes of these things. So this is my tuck case that's fitting inside. Nope, don't want words. Go back here. Okay. What I'm going to do is open up that die line, that new die line file. We just need to check some stuff before we go any further. Dropbox. Template. Where you at? Templates. TE. Sort by name. Where is it? MPC custom. Okay. I'm going to go into my tuck case. I'm going to create a box that's the size of the face of the tuck case. Right about there. So I've got that. I'm going to pull this over here. I'm going to create a box that is the size of the height of the tuck case. I'm going to copy these. I'm going to paste them. I'm going to try to paste them at least. And let's check everything out. So this is the inside. What I'm looking for is to make sure that, and yes, it is correct. What I'm checking to make sure is that my tuck case, which is this black box, represented by this black box, fits within the dial line that they're giving me. And as you can see, it's got, looks like probably a 16th of an inch. Let me see what that is actually. Probably like 2 millimeters from this distance here. That's 0.05. So 5/500ths. So that's going to fit really nice and snug. So that's correct. And then I'm going to take this side and see, you can see this is the height of my tuck case. And so you can see that the height of the book box is correct, because this first fold line indicates the overall thickness that it is going to have. So they actually did a really good job, and they fit it perfectly to the tuck case file that I supplied them. So that means that I'm going to need to go back here and do a little bit. Let's see. I'll have to do a little bit of surgery to make this fit, which is not the end of the world, but it's definitely not fun. Let's see here. But it's super annoying though, but that's what I got to do anyways. Oh my God. All this. Let's see. I got to get me a playlist that doesn't have any people talking. All right, so I'm trying to get my thoughts together of how I'm going to do this. Because it's a little bit more involved than me just scaling it, because if I just scaled it, it would not look right. Let's just see what it looks like. I need to take from about right here. I need to take a bigger section if I'm going to scale it. Copy, paste. Wait, I need to make sure that I'm looking at the correct die line, which the blue is our correct die line. So I'm going to shrink it up a little bit. I'm trying to figure out. Wait a minute. It's not really that messed up. I'm just looking at it differently. It's a little bit. It's not as bad as I thought. Sometimes I just have to re-look at the way I'm seeing things. So we're already, we've already kind of smushed. Smushed is the technical word. Smushed. That. I don't like how we've scaled the kind of scroll work. So we're gonna have to do. So what we're gonna do, what I'm gonna focus on first is just getting this kind of white edge worn to the right width. And I'm not gonna look at anything else that's getting screwed up. That feels about right. Okay. It's gonna be a lot harder than I want. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here, come into right here, and right here, right there. Selection, feather. We'll go 5 and see what that gives us, and then delete. That's not too bad. And what we'll have to do is we'll have to widen this kind of weird edge a little bit. Now, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to come back and I'm going to grab each one of these little badges because I don't want to squish those. I want to keep those nice in the way they are. So I'm going to copy those from this background and then I'm going to paste on top. Right there. So now I've got those scaled back out. But now what I want to do is I need to go in here and just erase this edge. So we don't really see a hard edge where that leather has been, where we've done this kind of image surgery. Okay, I don't like that music. I don't like the. It's kind of annoying. Okay, so these blue lines basically represent a cornered edge. So they score it twice to make that radius. So we've got 2 wear marks on the edges, which is good. It's what we want, but we need to add a little bit right into the middle, just to kind of to finish it off. So we're going to add bring my die line's opacity down so I can see what I'm doing. see here. Now I'm going to merge these layers and fix some of these little artifacts down here. Just making it a little bit more cohesive and worn on these edges. Good. Good. Okay. Man, come on, guys. Give me some good music. All right. Okay. I'm gonna darken this up just a little bit. It's a little bright. Just gonna bring it down a little bit. There we go, that's better. And those would definitely be very, very worn edges. Okay, so we got this all kind of fixed to our die line. That means we're also going to go back and fix the Federal 52 one as well. And also the silver certificate, which, whatever. That's what we got to do. I'm going to take this. Copy, paste. Let's unshrink it a little bit. Go and delete this. Erase the edge a little bit. Merge. Okay, there we go. Control save. All right, now one thing that I do want to do is I want to, for each one, I want to have a different type of marbled paper. So we're just going to go to iStock. And we're going to go orange marbled paper. We don't have to find orange, but I can find whatever. And there we go. Perfect. This one's good. It's perfect. I might want to do a different one because this one's very similar to the one we have. That's cool. It's got like little white specks in it. Here's one that's more of a pulled rake marbled paper. And I'm not worried about the color because I can change the color. Let's just go marbled paper. This is the one I used for Robin Hood, right here. That's cool. Look at this one. Since it's different. There's like fibers in it too. That's nice. Wow, look at this tight one. Just like little specks. Here's a cool one. These are called book pages. This is book page marble, where they just do they'll drip these colored things, and then they'll have this little wire rake. Person making marbled paper, and then they'll have these little rakes. Let's see if I can find a picture of it. So this is to somebody. You can see here. He's flicking the paint onto the paper. And then let me see if I can find somebody making it with the rake. Can't see. Well, and then they have a big rake and they just pull it through and it pulls that paint. That one's pretty cool. It's not very high res. It's pretty kind of a crappy image. These, they just flick gold flakes. This one's cool. This is kind of a designed rake. These are really cool too. They wave them and it makes it look like 3D, like waves in it, but it's not. It's all really just flat. I like this one. It's kind of sunburst and it's already kind of orange. Let's just try this one for right now. Let me sign in. It wouldn't be marbled gilding. It would just be marbled edges. Because gilding is like foil, and marbled is just of ink and water. I'm not trying to be that guy, but I'm just letting you know. No, I don't want to be that guy. Okay, let's put this in textures. Marbled paper. I've already got some orange ones right there. Open those up. Let me open these two up. I know that one, the middle one, is one I use for Photo 52. I just changed the color. Textures. Sorry if I'm moving slow this morning. Okay, there's that one. Then there's this one, which is pretty sweet as well. But I like this one because it's very different than the one we're using for the feds. So let's just take this, paste it in here. Let's scale it up a little bit. That's actually really cool. It's different than the feds. It goes with that orange, kind of the orange theme. So let's get it in here. this one on top. As well, this one. Okay. I'm going to take this label that we've made. I'm going to cut it off. All this could have been a lot easier if I would have kept it in layers, but I didn't. I didn't do it, and I'm too lazy to go back. So, there's that. Okay, got that. Just take this. Got that. Now, I want to change the hue of this so that the green design work is like brown to match the gold certificates theme. Adjust the levels a little bit. Alright, I don't like that. I don't like what it's doing up here where it's making the paper pink, and I want this paper to be, I want the paper texture to feel the same as the other paper texture. So I'm going to have to get off my rear end a little bit here and go back to the other file and do some, it's not going to be that hard. I mean, it's basically be me opening up a file and changing the color of one layer. I don't know why I didn't do it, but I guess it's because I got a lot of sleep last night. One thing I wanted for my birthday was to go to sleep early, so I got to go to bed like at 9 o'clock. To be ready to be nice and rested. I think all the sleep is making me a little slow now. All right, let's see. Fed, reprint, bookbox. I think it's this one. It's the big one. Nope. It's V2. This is the one that's the big one. So I'm going to make it the way I want it now. I have to redo it anyways because this says Federal 52. Jeez, Jackson. Super lame. Let's grab all this. This. Put that in a group. And put that group right here. Boom. Close. No. See, we're already off to a good start. And it probably will end up being way easier just doing it like this. And it'll look a lot better too. Just line that up. There we go. Okay. I'm going to take the design. Let me delete this first. Get out of here. Lazy bones. Okay, let's take the design and we're going to make it a brown or orange color. Which brown is just dark orange, if you didn't know. Okay. Now let's take, yes, I know it still says Federal 2. Relax, relax, relax. Take this, make that the same color. Boom. See, we're already off to a much better start. Stretch. All right, let's go in here. Let's take out Federal 52. Let's put in a super large gold cert. Gold certificate. Everybody be watching my spelling. Everybody be watching my spelling. Because now you guys are all responsible just like me. If something's misspelled, it's all of our fault for not seeing it. Get this scaled correctly. Okay. I'm going to move the by Jackson Robinson up a little bit. Good. All right, all right, all right. Very cool. Okay, let me drink my coffee while I look at it. Make sure. Okay, I gotta change. We gotta change up the bottom part to be the same type of thing. So we're gonna go open. We're gonna open up that big file again. Okay, let's go over here. Okay, got that. Get out of here. All right, let's change this up. We need this to be that brown color. as well as this stuff. That brown. Okay, good. Okay. There we go. Control S. Awesome. So that's the gold cert. Now let's do it again. Let's go. Make sure that's saved. Gold cert book gate done. I have my die line. Okay, let's take all this junk. Erase it. Save as. Okay, we're gonna go silver certificate. Take a drink of coffee. Gonna open up that big book box again, the big one. Do the same thing we did before. We're going to line up this corner. Come on, if my video card will catch up. Okay. So I'm just lining up the edges again. Now, because we had to do the surgery, on the other one, I'm going to do both the silver certificate and the Federal 52 surgery at the same time right here. Because I have the groups. I have the group of all the layers and I didn't flatten it. Or I may have to do it. I'll probably have to do it twice anyways. So the first thing I'm going to do is make this group green. I'm going to duplicate it in this group blue. So this is the silver, and this is the Fed. So I'm going to go ahead and change, before I flatten it, I'm going to go ahead and change the color scheme of the background paper. Try to find us a blue color. Purple's cool. Good. Now this doesn't show up as good as it did. This may need to be white. Okay. All right. That blue feels pretty good. I'm going to duplicate it just so I've got the layers if I want to go back. I need to make sure I delete this die line. Well, not yet. I'm going to pull this die line out. Then I'll merge this folder. And I'll do the same thing I did before. I'll grab out here. I don't need to do that. I just need to go from right here. Okay. Ah, crap. See? I merged them too fast. Let me go back to this and delete, delete this. And then delete this. All right, we'll put the silver cert in there after we scale it. Dupe the folder. Merge. Merge, okay. I'm going to take from right about here, copy, paste, scale. Right about there. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to erase this. Whoa. That's going to annoy me all day long. Let me open up the gold certificate one. Let's make my life easier. because that's what it's about, right? Making my life as easy as possible. Take this. Take from right about there. And right about there. I'm going to go from right here to here. I'm going to cut. I want all of that. What do I got to do to get all of that? Copy. Let's go back to this one. Paste. Okay, so that's the silver. I've got that in there. All right, good. Now we're matched up with the other one. So it looks all the same. Now I just need to change some of these wear marks. I need to change them, but I still need to keep them. All right. I need to take this section here. Copy it. Good. Save. I'm going to take these two things, group them, and then duplicate the group because I'll use that for the feds when I go back to fix it. Okay. So, let's put the silver certificate in here. Silva. Certificates. Yep, I misspelled it. Just get it where I want it first, then I'll fix it. It's the silver certificate. Certificate. Cat 3. Facial. Not sure. Apologies. Apologize if I butcher your name, my friend. I mean not to. Where sweet beats go. Oh, come on. Let's go. Genres. Let's go. Let's go cinematic. I like this cyberpunk one. It was pretty sweet. All right, let's go back. Okay, we're going to take this file and this one and merge it. Select it. Selection, modify, expand by 5 pixels. Going to create a new layer. Make it dark gray, like this. Fill. Turn transfer mode to multiply. Put it below the foil layer. On Gaussian blur. Create the debossing effect. Go above the multiply layer. Create new layer. Put the transfer mode on overlay. Go to white. Get our brush. Select our cool fancy brush that we use to make this. Do the highlight edge on the debossing area. Make it look super cool and fancy. There we go. Very nice. Very nice. Looking very nice. I appreciate that. Facile. Those words mean a lot to me, and I appreciate it. And I thank you for saying them. These boxes are going to look so dope. Especially on your bookshelves. Excuse me. I could use some bookends. That would be sweet. Go in and erase this. Okay, good. Take this. Give it a little pop here with the rim light we paint in here like these. Not too much. Must be subtle. Must be subtle with it. Let's go in here and just take out this little scratch here, so it's not the exact same. Okay. Good. Save. Where's the rest of my junk? Okay. I'm going to go to the silver cert. I'm going to take these two folders, pull them over here. Boom. Well, crap. Didn't pull everything over. Where's all that other stuff? Where's my layers? All my text, it was on the bottom. Maybe I deleted it. Let me go back. I better save another copy just in case I don't screw up. You never know what's going to happen. If you're not absolutely sure that you've got it saved the way you want it, just save another copy. See? This is what I want. Everything is in here now. Everything is as it should be. Boom. Got it. Done. Get out of here, gold cert. Okay. Let's go find us a blue. Let's find us a marbled paper that we can use for the blue. Marbled paper. It's so easy to fall asleep while you watch me work. Look at this one. Look at this swirl. That's nuts. That's awesome. Let's get that one. Wait a minute. Let's go ahead and download this one. But I see another one down here that's pretty cool. I want to look at this one right here. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's a book page pull, and then they have a bigger rake that just does like these singles. I think we're gonna do that one. Or we've got this one. These are called a feather pull. I kind of like the other one better. What is this one? Oh, it's like a little tight wave one. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with this one. Confirm download. Confirming download. We gotta put a password on the suitcase. Well, what's your password? 1, 2, 3, 4. What kind of idiot would put a password on a suitcase? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Okay, open. Let's go marbled paper. Yeah, this is gonna look awesome. Oh yeah, that's gonna be sweet. Bring you down to the bottom here. That's a little too much right now. Let's clean this up a little bit. We want these files to be as organized and as clean as possible because you want whoever on the other end that opens this up and has to work on it, you want their lives to be as easy as possible. Because if you get somebody on that end in a bad mood because you did a crappy job being lazy and make crappy files, you make their day bad, which can ultimately mean that your work sucks when it gets printed because they don't take their time and effort into it. So make sure you do that on your end. All right, let's change the design here to blue. Okay, let's change this while we're at it. Yeah, I got it right here. Is that what you're asking, Steve? Right here by Jackson Robinson? I just got to change this to say silver certificate. I feel like I need a... No, it'll be all right. Okay. That's a silver cert. All we should have left is to fix the Federal 52. And because I kept these in layers, should be pretty easy. Federal 52. Do, 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 do. I don't think I did all capitals. I think I did all capitals on the front part. Yes, I did all capitals. That's for sure. Okay, let's open up the big one again here. All right, we're going to do the same thing for the last time. I'm going to delete this stuff right here. And then we're going to delete that. Grab all this junk. Delete it. Grab all this junk. Put in a group. Pull it over here. Who does not like this huge folder? Here comes the drop. What? Playing cards. Making them look sweet. Or trying to. See, Nate. Looks good. Okay. How am I going to do this? I need to save as before I screw this up. It's like version 4 of this one. Now I should be able to just take, let's see, this version 3 book box. I should be able to just take this stuff and move it over. That is correct. Just save this while I'm thinking about it. So we've got the Federal 52 box. We've got the gold cert box and the silver cert box. Let's look at them. So we got the silver cert, the gold cert, and the Fed 52 box. It's going to be dope. All right, where are you guys at? that's going to be it for me today. I've got to do some stuff this morning to get ready for a few meetings I've got this morning. But thanks for joining me this morning. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys have a great day. See you guys.